Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a huge topic, one that affects millions of us every single day, the middle class. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? You went to school, you got a decent job, you're working hard, but you're still just treading water. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The very definition of being middle class is changing right before our eyes, and it feels more like a constant battle than a comfortable life. So, what did being middle class used to mean? For our parents or grandparents, it was a pretty clear picture. It meant having a stable job, owning a home in a decent neighborhood, maybe having 2 cars, being able to afford family vacations, and saving enough for retirement and for your kids' college education. It was the American dream in a nutshell. A promise that hard work would lead to a secure and comfortable life. It wasn't about being rich, but it was about financial stability. It was about having that peace of mind, knowing you could handle an unexpected car repair or a medical bill without it completely derailing your life. But fast forward to today, and that picture looks, well, a lot blurrier. What does it even mean to be middle class in the 2020s? For many, the goalposts have moved so far, they're practically in another stadium. That dream of homeownership, it feels more like a fantasy for a huge number of people, with housing prices soaring into the stratosphere in many cities. A single-income household supporting a family. That's become almost a historical artifact. Now, it often takes 2 full-time incomes just to keep up. The core of the issue, the big boss in this video game we call modern life, is the relentless rise in the cost of living. It's not just one thing, it's everything, all at once. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the big one, housing. Whether you're trying to buy or just rent, costs are astronomical. In many urban and even suburban areas, the median home price is completely disconnected from the median income. People are spending a much larger chunk of their paychecks on just keeping a roof over their heads than ever before. This leaves less money for everything else, savings, investments, or even just enjoying life. The starter home, once a key stepping stone, is now an elusive prize. Then there's education. A college degree has long been seen as the ticket to a middle-class life. But the cost of that ticket has exploded. Student loan debt has become a national crisis, saddling young people with mortgage-sized payments before they've even bought a car, let alone a house. They start their careers in a financial hole, delaying major life milestones like getting married, having kids, and you guessed it, buying a home. It's a vicious cycle. And we can't ignore healthcare. In the United States, healthcare costs are a constant source of anxiety. Even with insurance premiums, deductibles and copays can be overwhelming. A single major illness or accident can be financially catastrophic for a family that was otherwise stable. This constant financial fragility is a key part of the new middle-class experience, the feeling that you always just one bad break away from a crisis. On top of these big 3 housing, education, and healthcare, we have the everyday expenses. Groceries, gas, utilities, childcare, it all adds up. Have you noticed your grocery bill lately? Even with careful budgeting, it feels like you're getting less for more money. This slow, steady erosion of purchasing power is what makes people feel like they're on a treadmill. Their paychecks might go up a little, but the costs of living are sprinting ahead. So, the definition of the middle class is being rewritten. It's less about a specific set of assets and more about a state of financial anxiety. The new middle class might still have a decent income on paper, but they feel cash poor. They have degrees, they have jobs, but they lack the financial security that used to be the hallmark of this group. The comfort and stability have been replaced by stress and uncertainty. It's no longer about thriving. For many, it's just about surviving. People are adapting in fascinating and sometimes difficult ways. We see the rise of the gig economy, with people taking on side hustles just to make ends meet. That's not a passion project. That's a second or third job needed to pay the bills. We see multi-generational households becoming more common, not just for cultural reasons, but for financial necessity. Adult children are living with their parents longer, or parents are moving in with their kids. This shift also has a huge psychological impact. It can be incredibly frustrating to feel like you're playing by the rules of a game, but the game itself is rigged against you. It creates a sense of disillusionment. When you're constantly worried about finances, it affects your mental health, your relationships, and your overall well-being. That old promise of upward mobility feels broken. But it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing the problem is the first step toward finding solutions. On a personal level, financial literacy is more important than ever. Learning how to budget effectively, understanding investment options, and making smart financial choices can give you a little more control in an uncertain world. It's about playing the best possible defense with the hand you've been dealt. On a broader scale, these are big systemic issues that require systemic solutions. Conversations about affordable housing, student loan reform, and accessible healthcare are no longer fringe topics, they are front and center. People are demanding change because the old model is clearly not working for a huge segment of the population. The way we define the middle class will continue to evolve. Maybe it will become less about hitting a certain income bracket or owning certain things, and more about having a certain quality of life, access to healthcare, opportunities for your children, and the ability to retire with dignity. So, what's the takeaway here? If you feel like you're struggling despite doing everything you were supposed to do, know that it's not just you. You're part of a massive economic shift that is redefining what it means to be middle class. It's a tough battle, no doubt about it. But understanding the forces at play is the first step toward navigating them. We need to keep having these conversations, both in our own homes and in the public square, to push for a future where hard work once again leads to a secure and stable life. What are your thoughts on this? Does the old definition of the middle class still hold up for you? What's the biggest financial pressure you're facing today? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get a real conversation going about this. Thanks so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the topics that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.